Omanimot. It's your Mora L'Omanut Ava. And we are going to do a project today that has to do with ritual, with healing, transformation, and through the healing powers of water. So why are we doing this at this time of year? Well, springtime is when we get some rain to water our crops. There is lots of water flowing through the landscape from the winter rains and ice melt flowing down the mountains. Of course, because we live in California and because of climate change, water is pretty scarce. Also similarly, in Israel, in the desert, there's not just water everywhere, right? So water is extra precious to us, and we make sure not to waste it, and we're extra thankful for it. Another reason why we are doing this at this time is because Passover, Pesach, is coming up, and there's a lot of meaningful water in the Passover story and in our Seder ritual. There is a hand-washing ritual in the Passover Seder where we use a special cup to pour water over our hands to clean them, and we say a special blessing. There's also the part in the Passover story where the Red Sea parts, allowing the Israelites to pass through into freedom. We honor Miriam by putting a Miriam's cup of water on our Seder table. There's a story that when we were wandering in the desert after being freed from Egypt, that wherever the Israelites would go, a well would magically appear and provide water for all the wandering Israelites. And this was called Miriam's well. So for Jews, water signifies the transformative movement from slavery in Egypt to freedom. So there is an ancient Jewish ritual, a water ritual called mikveh. And this is a ritual of water immersion, meaning you put your whole body in water, and specifically in what we call Mayim Chayim, living water. And this can be in a pool, a waterfall, the ocean, a river, and there's also special baths, indoor baths made for mikveh. Jewish people often do the mikveh ritual in times of transition. So, for example, if someone converts to Judaism, or at your bar bat mitzvah, or when you're getting married, or just at Shabbat. So it marks a transition. We just transitioned into spring. It was the Spring Equinox on this past Sunday. So we can mark that transition, and maybe there is a personal transition that you're going through. Doing mikveh can also be not just about your personal transition or transformation or liberation, but also our collective liberation or healing. So, you know, there's war going on in the world, there are refugees in the world, there are many people and ecosystems that need healing. So when we do mikveh, we can also do it for those in need in our community. I want you to think about what transformation are you going through, or what healing are you doing? And also, what do you want to let go of, right? We have a Passover ritual where we clean our house before Passover comes. We sweep away all the breadcrumbs, all the chametz and all the schmutz that kind of has accumulated over the winter while we've been inside a lot. And so approaching Passover is an opportunity to clear out, to clean up, and to just purify our house, but also our bodies. So I want to invite you to take a bath or take a dip in the ocean or your favorite body of water before Passover comes. And another way that we can support a mikveh practice or a water cleansing ritual is by creating a special decorated water vessel. You can collect special water in, so water from special sources. This can also be something that you use to pour water on your body. It can be a drinking vessel, so a water bottle. So if you have a jar that's closable, or even if it's not closable, just as a drinking cup, we can drink tea as a mikveh. We can drink water as a mikveh, right? Cleansing. We can think of drinking water as a cleansing of our body. And so you can see for mine, I put a underwater body in there. And I also wrote Mayim Chayim, which is the living waters. And there's also a quote that I love from Song of Songs that says, "I am a well of living waters, a garden spring, a stream flowing from the heights of Lebanon." So I wrote, "I am a well of living waters." You can also write Miriam in Hebrew or English and make like a Miriam's cup that you can put on the Seder table. This can also be a hand washing water vessel. The possibilities are totally endless, and just see what what bottles you have lying around. So this is like an old kimchi jar, and this is an old salad dressing bottle. This is an old maple syrup bottle. You could even use a plastic water bottle or plastic jug. And we are going to decoupage it. What you'll need for this project is a glass jar bottle, tissue paper or collage papers. Magazines work too. Mod Podge, I'm using dishwasher safe Mod Podge because it's a little more water resistant. Scissors and a sponge brush or a glue brush. The first thing you're gonna do is cut out some shapes or pictures from magazines that you want to add to your water vessel. So I chose a body that is floating in water like a mikveh, and I cut it out and I put it on a background of some marbled paper. That looks like water to me. And then I traced the shape of the bottle and I cut it out so that it fits nicely there. And you can see I'm gluing the top side of the image to the glass itself, and that gives it a cool effect of being able to see the image through the glass. And when you see it through the glass, it kind of makes it warped and also a little magnified, especially when you have water in the vessel. So it makes it look like your image is actually underwater, which I think is pretty neat. And then you can also decorate the other side. I chose to do just some ripped tissue paper to make it look like water, and added some seaweed shapes to it. And you can see you want to brush the glue onto the bottle and then wipe or dab gently glue also on top of your paper. So you want to sandwich your paper between two thin coats of glue. And I added some water, tissue paper, and some text, the Mayim Chayim text, to the front of my bottle, and I glued that on the same way. And I let it dry, and then I added a second coat just to be safe. And this Mod Podge that I'm using does dry a little frosty, not completely clear. So I'm just leaving, I'm just gluing the parts where I need to attach things, and then I'm leaving the center of the bottle unglued so that it doesn't get frosted over and I can still see through it. Okay, Omanimo, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you get to do a little water ritual of your own, whether it's just drinking a cup of tea or taking a bath, taking a shower. And even though these are things that we might do anyway, normally, and not really think much about, when we make ritual, we make it special. So hopefully what you just made will help you make this into a ritual. The other thing that you'll need to make this into a ritual with real power is your kavanah, your intention, and your presence. So really think about and feel what it's like to have the water running over you, or to feel the water going down into your body. Just observe, and you can also think of what you want to transform or want to heal or want to cleanse while you're doing this act of water mikveh. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.